Hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of FS-360 PODSESSION. On today's show, we have Claude Grunitzky, a global connector, activist, entrepreneur, and one of the most inspiring Africanists of our times. I hope you enjoy this chat about the power of the African diaspora. Hello everyone. Let me start by introducing our special guest today. How can I describe you? Global connector, activist, entrepreneur, and one of the most inspiring Africanists of our times. Ladies and gentlemen, Claude Grunitzky. How are you today, my brother?
I'm wonderful. Really so happy to be having this conversation with you. We have so much to talk about.
Exactly. So, but you know, Claude, something that I've been seeing lately, a lot of my brothers and sisters here in the diaspora, they've been telling me about this desire to reconnect with the continent, but they don't know exactly how to start doing it. What is your advice to them?
I meet many young Africans of the diaspora who are searching for their roots and who come to me because they know that I'm very connected to the continent, but they document themselves on the internet and they actually want to meet people who have that experience of growing up with these imaginary homelands while staying really attached to the continent. And they do research on the internet, they go to concerts, they watch movies, they do what they can do, but nothing can replace the experience of actually traveling to the continent, living there, not for a week, not for 2 weeks, but actually spending a few months there with the families of your parents or grandparents so that they can get a sense of who you are and you also can understand where your parents came from.
Yeah, no, that's a very important point. You know, Claude, and I've shared this with you before. The vision that I have for Africa is really having a very strong front line, people locally, and a very powerful diaspora supporting, right? All together aligned in the development of our continent, right? Do you agree with this vision? Do you think that it's important to have this diaspora really connected with the front line and building the continent?
I do. I don't think that the continent can actually make it without the diaspora, to be honest. I really believe that a lot of the talent and a lot of the qualifications and a lot of the skills and quite frankly, a lot of the drive is in the diaspora, much more so than on the continent. What the continent has is a lot of energy and a lot of astute ways of dealing with problems on the ground. So if you combine both of these, I think that it creates a magical formula that actually makes African development much more accelerated.
In your perspective, how can the African diaspora empower innovation on the continent?
I think that there's quite simply what World Bank executives like to call capacity building. And to me, the best form of capacity building, I don't really like that term because it's overused, but to me, the best form of capacity building is transferring skills. So if you're really good at coding and you have a sense of how to do this, then you should go and lead workshops in the African country of your choice, and you'll have tons of young students who will want to participate in these workshops. And that's one method. There's other ways of doing it. It's through building companies. So when you start a small company and you employ locals and you actually have a training mechanism built in so that they can benefit from training from people in the diaspora, but also from some of the successful local entrepreneurs or practitioners within their space, then now you're really creating something really interesting. I'm a big believer in made in Africa. And in order to actually manufacture in Africa and export from Africa, then we need the actual skills to produce high quality products that can be exported.
If you had to leave one message to the African diasporans watching or listening right now, what would that be?
I think the message is always going to be believe in yourself. Once they start believing in themselves, they can acquire what I call personal initiative. And that personal initiative is really crucial because I can't tell you how many people tell me about, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but they never do it. I come back 3 years later, they're still talking about the same thing, they never do it, just because they don't have that personal initiative. And once you have that personal initiative and you believe in yourself, then you can have a certain level of confidence that can allow you to, number one, taking advice and criticism from people, including people from the diaspora, and also perfect your own approach to building businesses or small enterprises or NGOs or whatever space you're in. And so that can-do entrepreneurial spirit that built America, for instance, we need to replicate that, but with our own African values of authenticity versus trying to copy what the Americans did or what the Europeans did or what the Chinese did.
Yeah, and we need that because Africa is now and Africa is the future, right, my brother? Yeah.
Africa is the future, no doubt about it.
No
We
doubt.
have the youngest population in the world. And if you look at us in 50 years, if we make the right choices, we will be unstoppable. If we don't, then we're going to have a real problem because this youth population is not going to have the jobs they need. They don't have the schools that they need. They don't have the hospitals that they need. So we need to make the right choices now in order to avoid a disaster in 50 years.
And that's a very powerful call to action, really, right? We all need to make that difference and really work for that future, right? It's a very powerful call to action, my brother Claude, right? Thank you, my brother. This was a very powerful conversation. Yeah.
For me as
well.
Thank you.
Stay blessed. All right.
Thank you. You too. Blessed.